just we'll walk here so to the calf shed.
Okay.
We were in the calving. This is an important area for the spring.
Yes.
So we might start, so say the first stage where your calf crates are, and you might explain the design of them.
Be in mind now that some of these calf crates were sold to Tom in 1997. Some of them had the older version. They are the newer version. These are the older version. The older version, the bucket rings were welded onto the bottom of the, welded on. Can't take them off. The newer version, if we get a new bucket ring, you can put the, I think, for training calves, you can hang the new bucket ring on the old calf pen for teat feeding.
Okay.
So in the new calf pen, you can hang it high or low. If you're bucket feeding, and he's bucket feeding, not teat feeding the bull calves. What his reason, I don't know. The old pins had timber slats, the new pins had plastic slats. So this is obviously a new pin. The old pin is narrower by 2.5 inches, timber slat.
Right.
Obviously plastic is cleaner. All the calf pins are raised up off the ground. If you stand in this passageway and look left and right, you have new on the right, you have old on the left, you could hardly tell the difference.
Yeah. So like they're from the mid-90s, is that fair to say?
Mid-90s,
yeah.
2018.
Okay. So from memory in the mid-90s, a lot of farmers would have went for individual pins.
They were.
And are they coming back again, or is it
back again to calf pens? Calf pens will be as big as they were in the 90s as they are now, if not more.
Why?
Individual handling for the herds being so big.
Right.
To deal with calves, to give them their first 2 or 3 days of colostrum. Calf maybe not heat, infrared lights, knowing what calf is. Manpower, I think, is a lot of it in yards that fellas don't have time to deal with groups that need help, and a lot of fellas don't have help.
Yeah.
But the calf pins never changed, only for one thing in the time of the 90s to now, is that the calf in one pin was able to see the calf in the other pin. Looking across is fine, but we also had to drop the sides that they could see right beside each other for
happy work.
Yeah,
happy
well,
work.
it is what do they call it?
Animal welfare.
Yeah, animal welfare.
Right. Yeah.
Technically, other than that, all them calf pins are all removable, flat pack, which this area can turn into group pinning if you want to.
Okay. The advantage of the plastic slat versus the timber?
Clean, no holding disease.
Right.
Timber inclined to hold disease in calf houses.
Okay.
A lot of people use it without straw. You have a lot more gaps in a plastic slat than you have in a timber slat. Every half inch you have a gap.
Yes.
You have less solid, even though you have less soakage, and plastic doesn't soak water.
Okay. And just before we leave this area here, the lamp obviously for creating heat then as well, it's on a, it can swing to
left or right to suit whichever pin you want to. Out, slide back or forward to whichever pin, on to the next.
Yeah.
You're just wondering maybe what the straw is doing top of the wall, but that's from a straw blower bedding the calves.
Okay. Yeah. So as you go over there, then obviously the place there for holding the buckets, just again a small rack there for that.
Yes. Man-made, individual, teat. Fixed. Can take it wherever you want, but it's ideal.
Okay. Right, so from say first stage calf rearing, then we'll go and see your larger pens, will we?
Yeah.
And the steel work was bought in the mid-90s. It was on the original farm, say, which has now been moved here to the new farm.
New farm. What he's using these pins for is from bull calves that came from the baby pins. to rearing for the first 3-4 weeks or whatever mark day he wants to go or sell or as a group of calves or whatever. But the old pins are, as you can see, absolutely in perfect nick after 20 odd years. The only difference that time was the hanger was bolted through the pole. Your adjustment was on the hanger. In the new hanger, it's clamped around the pole, adjustable up and down. That hanger is not adjustable up and down, but the gate is adjustable up and down. You have an adjustment here, and you have an adjustment here. So the gate is exactly the same thing, same height, same everything, same material, adjustable bar, stock proof latch. That gate is 25 years old, and this gate is 3 years old. So 20 years of a difference. You could hardly tell the difference between the two gates.
You've maybe added an additional access gate here.
Well, that was to get into the calves rather than opening the big gate.
Yes, yeah.
And I would recommend that in every pen if you're on your own. Small little gate to go in rather than opening the whole gate.
Yeah.
Calves could be feeding on the trough. And if you open the big gate, the calves are following you out.
Yeah.
Where here, they're not feeding. You walk in, the calves can feed away.
Yes.
You can see your calves. If you wanted to bucket feed the calves, you can throw it into the trough.
Yes.
Water. The difference between the two water bowls, I'd say, in the time. This is the new water bowl. Water in the bowl for a calf. He finds it faster. It's bent. It's ad lib. Where in the old calf house, the bowl, which is 20 years old again, plus, a Labo vet bowl again, they had to go for the water, they had to work for the water. Took a bit longer to find. The only thing you do different is that you fill the bowl when you come to your calves and let them find it themselves. There'll be always a drop of water in the end of the bowl, so when they go to get the drop of water, they'd automatically push the nipple themselves. Other than that, that bowl is 20 odd years old, the bowl over is only 3 years old. All this calf house was lifted from the old building, as you can see, 3 years ago, and it was sold in 1997, I think is what he said to him. Absolutely perfect. The same as it is first day. No damage, no nothing. Just couldn't ask for it. Couldn't ask for any more. Changes that are made in calf houses with the material of gates since then is minimal. Maybe a few hanger adjustments and whatever, but no, you just couldn't tell the difference between both. So it just pays to galvanize stuff when you're doing stuff. But he uses that section as for the bull calves, and to the other side then, which is the new pinning, which is where the automatic calf feeders are, is for his heifer rearing calves.
And when you mentioned then about the bull calves, whoever comes to buy the bull calves or whatever, they're restricted to one area.
Outside, one pin. The calves are in the middle pin for collection. If they're here, he's not allowed into the house. He's outside the door. So the fellow collecting the calves is collecting calves not in this yard, he's collecting it in every yard. So whatever Johnny has down the road, he'll bring it to you, or vice versa. You can carry whatever Tom has to Johnny.
Yeah.
So outside the door if at all possible.
Yeah. And I think people are becoming more aware of that issue, aren't they?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Foot dipping, whatever. Yeah. None of fellas that are travelling, even the vets in a lot of cases, won't be well disinfectant before they come in. Because if they're going to calf problems, you're bringing the calf problem to your calf house.
Okay, yeah.
Washing and disinfecting is a big thing, just like the coronavirus.
Yes.
Wash your hands.
So we'll have a look, say, at the new pen in here, so that was installed, so maybe you can show the functionality of it and the flexibility you have with it.
The pins there are approximately 30 feet deep. My theory that the feed stations for the calves should be on the passageway, not
inside.
Simply because if I bring a calf out of a baby pen and put him in here for training, I can go in the first day, push him out into it. That is fine because I have a pedestrian gate to go in. But tonight, he was used to being fed over there, so he was expecting you to come. And the calf is standing here and he's stupid enough, and I know that he's not fed. I can tease him around and bring him out by putting my hand behind him and can watch him drinking here. Where if he's inside in the pen, I'm away behind him trying to push him in.
Right.
My theory, maybe not everybody's theory, but the house was built to suit that effort. He can lock the calves back. Well, he can use 2 stations for training now as well if he wants to.
Because the pens or the feeding stations are this side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the gate was in here, he wouldn't be able to do it. If the feeders were in here, he wouldn't be able to open the gate.
Yes.
So this is a clear space for cleaning, loader, washing, whatever the story is, straw bed behind the curb. All his calves can be locked back into the straw bed. So while he's washing, he's a totally clear area. They're starting inside the door and working up.
Okay.
Not working the way I'm working here.
Yeah.
Vice versa, if he's decided that he wants to clean out his straw shed or his calf shed for any reason, he can do it himself. Open up, he can prepare, before he opens any door, he can prepare all his calves. He can lock the calves back in the wet area, and he has free access to all his pens from the door in. So if the calf is locked out, he has water in the wet area and he has water in the straw bedded area. So whichever way he wants it, he has both.
Okay. So how many say calves would you fit in a pen like that?
30 calves per pen, 15 square feet per calf.
Right.
This is what I normally work. A lot of it is only 12. But in a good area, 30 calves per pen. And the beauty about this is the calves are not feeding on their straw bed. Their straw bed is back there feeding on a concrete floor.
This is always concrete only?
Concrete only.
Yeah, okay.
Which is drier, so it's the same thing as if you go to bed, you're sick, you get your breakfast and on supper in bed, you want someone clean you up after you. Same with a calf.
Yeah.
You must bed it more frequent, where this way you don't.
Right. What functionality have you or flexibility on a gate like this?
All gates ration. Well, in this open plan is what Tom has here. The gates are adjustable height. You can open the 2 bolts, one top and bottom. You can rise the gate to whatever height you want for the neck of the calf. You can adjust the keeper up the pole and squeeze it to whatever height you want. You can adjust the neck bar to whatever height you want, and your clip-on trough at the outside of the gate. All with stock-proof latches.
Lots of flexibility.
Lots of, in calf houses you need to have.
As they grow?
As they grow. Some people don't clean out calves, more people do clean out calves. Some people put in the calves and they just keep bedding and bedding. So from the fixed first day, they're roughly about 9 inches off the ground, and you have a foot of an adjustment on the gate. So if you get 9 inches, you can get another 12 inches on top of it, so you're going to have 21 inches of straw bed.
Okay.
Some people would argue that is the right thing. More people would say calves should be cleaned once a week.
Okay. So all the steel work around the water trough then, could you describe the flexibility with that? And
well, there isn't much to it. This had to be made as a special because of curbs or whatever the story is, but it's fixed on, drinking bowl inside in it. The water bowl is adjustable, but that's adjustable for the first day of plumbing because the pipe is fixed.
Right.
So it doesn't allow, but we allow for different types of housing that we have an adjustment when it is being fitted.
Yeah.
It's the same in the next one, all the ways down along. The next one would be a standard, 3rd, 4th down along would be all.
And the trough is protected with a...
but with a band around it.
Yeah.
And there's a little aluminium band within the bowl to stop the calves from flicking the water.
Okay.
There's a collar. In a lot of water trucks you'll see cows, cattle, whatever, they play with the water first. Helps, but you can also drop the water level in the bowl. It's adjustable height. Some people put a stone into the bowl to stop calves from playing with water. Just that they have to suck it rather than play with it.
Right.
That the stone is proud of the water.
Right. And they're not spoiling an area then, or...
No, but when they get bigger then they're fine.
Yeah. Small detail, but
Oh,
important.
smart little things that it'll help. And every day you go out, you learn something.
Yeah.
Like you can say that there's this way, that way, the other way, but every fella has a different version.
Yeah.
And you have to listen.
And like it's fair to say, in the whole calf rearing in Ireland, as the number of calves have increased and herd sizes have increased, it's an area that people need better facilities. They have more calves to deal with.
Oh, but that is...
You probably see that a lot going out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calf housing has been huge in the last 4, 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
Where before, and it is more so all year round now, people are preparing, are working ahead of time rather than waiting to December, calves in January. Jobs are not done the way they should be done.
Yeah.
They're done makeshift in, anything we'll do, we'll put a pole here, we'll put a hanging gate there, but it does nothing for you. It doesn't help you. Where this house helps you,
Yes.
because it was planned.
Yeah.
The drawing was done to scale. The idea was thrown out. It worked for him. He can do it all himself. Where if the gate is made wrong and it doesn't knock back the calves, there's no use to you.
You're losing time and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time is money every day in a farmer's yard now.
Yeah. Here racks then?
Here X are they are the old, which are 20 odd years old. They're absolutely perfect as they went in.
20 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Galvanized. And these are the new ones. The difference with these are adjustable. You can adjust these in height. You can't adjust those.
Right. How do you adjust them?
They come in 2 halves. You can drop it down the gate. You can open the bolt here and drop it down.
Okay.
The same here, but he has them fixed. He has them welded. He has a fixed job done on them.
Okay. Drainage then. Drainage of the calf shed and the importance of it to keep a dry bed.
The dry bed, he has drainage out on the curb here, which the fall is going from the back wall forward. And he has his drain curb or his drain channel just outside it.
Right.
Into this pig slat here.
Right. Some people might have that slat closer to the feeding area. Have you a preference in that, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. It's suited here because he wanted to wash the feed passage back in.
Right.
Okay. So one channel was picking up both. Some people just have it that they're washing to the passage, but they'll have the feed passage higher than where the calves are standing.
Right.
So when you're washing, it's not going out in the passage.
Yeah.
And when you wash the feed passage in, it's going down inside the step. So you're not washing one out and the other one in.
Yeah.
It's either out or in, somewhere in the two.
Yeah, and an important area to keep clean out there.
Yes, where you're walking all the time.
Yeah. So in terms of ventilation, it's a huge issue in calf sheds.
Height seems to be the one here. Is no canopy, no vintage sheeting, nothing. And height obviously is what sees this calf house. Even the centre canopy in the middle is closed.
So where is the clean air coming in?
Obviously in behind the roller doors.
Yeah.
And that is the only place. And there might be some gap in the sheeting here, I don't know, between the centre capping. But it looks to me there isn't.
Right.
Nothing. And I don't know what the ventilation or what the crisis is with calves here. I haven't heard. But as I say, ventilation would be my pinning and use of the pinning, and what you can do with pinning is what I'm really hitting home.
Okay. So in this case here, then the calf shed is located very close to the milking parlour, which is a big help.
Yeah,
There's obviously huge synergies between it.
Beastings.
Yeah.
Coming in.
No major walk-in.
No major walk-in.
Not carrying milk a long distance.
That is a big difference as you go. And his mounting station for mounting the clusters is on the left hand side here, which is very close to us.
Yes, yeah. Also looking at a sink and a prep area, cleaning.
It's yes, hot water, whatever. You can see his water here, milk heaters, vital.
Yeah.
With the amount of calves you have,
Yeah.
in normal states, maybe 70, 80, 100 cows, people mightn't even have them.
Yes.
Because they have somebody to do the calves for them. But if you're on your own, or if you don't have somebody to help to feed the calves, it's a long day's work. If you don't, and you need to do it right, because if you don't.
Yeah. And all the more reason having it close, if you are on your own, having the calf shed close to the milking parlour.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. And this device here is obviously to carry the calves from the calving area.
That's
Mobile
that's
transport.
vintage. I didn't have anything to do with it, but obviously that's there for years. That came from the home farm as well.
Yeah.
I seen it in the home farm.
Tried and tested and it works.
MOT.
Yeah, very good. So finally on say calf housing, a couple of key points on calf facilities and handling.
It's down to handling. Handling calves is the big thing. In other words, that if you have your calf house working right, you can come in, you can bed it. What I think the lads do here, they straw bed with a straw blower, they lock the calves back into the pen, and they drive in the wet passage and blow the straw to the back wall. So the calves, normally when the straw blower is working, the calves will come to this gate. So you're blowing the straw over them to the back wall. So the calves drag out the straw themselves.
Right.
Ease, it was all down to ease in the calf house.
Yeah. When your time is really limited in that spring period.
Yeah.